Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how to start a supplement brand. If you've ever thought about launching your own brand, whether it's because you're into health and wellness, or you just want to make some money online, then keep watching, because what I'm about to walk you through is the real and unfiltered way to launch a supplement brand the right way. Now, most people think that the hardest part is figuring out the product, designing a slick looking brand, finding the right manufacturer, or cracking sales on platforms like Amazon and Shopify. But in reality, the truth is that the hardest part isn't actually starting the business. The hard part is actually caring, is actually giving a shit about the person that you're creating this for. That you create something that solves a real problem, not just something that makes you a quick sum of money. And I know that might sound incredibly hypey, but after nearly 10 years in the e-commerce space and over £20 million in sales from my own e-commerce brands, I can tell you with full confidence, the brands that actually scale, the ones that go from 0 to 10k per month, to then 50k per month, and eventually 100k plus per month, they all have one thing in common. They don't just start the brand with a random product. They don't start with a winning product. They start with a person. A real person with a real problem that they want solved. And most importantly, a transformation that they are actively out there searching for. See, most new entrepreneurs get it backwards. They go looking for winning products on TikTok, on Amazon. They try to reverse engineer the formula and they slap on some branding, copy someone else's packaging, and then use ChatGPT to tweak it ever so slightly. And they sit there wondering, why isn't anyone buying? Why am I getting traffic but no sales? Simple. You are not solving a problem. You're just adding noise. And in a market full of noise, no one's going to hear you. It's like shouting, hey, does anyone want to buy my supplement? It's the same as the big brands. I just changed the label. No? Alright, okay. You see, nobody cares. That's what 99% of people sound like. And that's why they get ignored. So the first question that you need to ask before starting a supplement brand is, who is the person that I want to serve and what result are they trying to get? If you can answer that clearly, you are already 80% ahead of everyone else who's still guessing. Who's still guessing out there trying to make a product. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. This right here is an omega-3 supplement. Now, I'm a Muslim, alhamdulillah, and I can't take most of the omega-3 supplements that I see on Amazon. Why? Because nearly all of them use non-halal gelatin in the capsule or the soft gels. So right here, I'm a person with a real need. And I've identified myself that there's barely any options for this type of product on the market, right? So there are hundreds of omega-3 supplements out there, but very few that are actually halal and clearly certified. So if you're a founder and you identify someone like me as your ideal customer, someone who's trying to be health conscious, but also deeply values halal and transparency, suddenly this isn't just another omega-3 or another fish oil on the market, right? It becomes a solution, a trustworthy halal certified option in a market full of uncertainty. You're no longer just selling a commodity or adding another bottle to the store shelves. You are solving a real problem for a real person with something that they've actually been searching for. And that's how you build a brand that people trust. That's how you stand out. And that's how you start making real, consistent sales. So once you've identified who you want to serve and what problem you are helping them solve, the next step is simple: validating the demand. Because here's the thing, right? We don't just come up with ideas based on gut feeling. We don't get emotionally attached to the ideas either. We let the data tell us if something is actually worth our time. So we look at the data and we ask, are people actually searching for this? Are they already spending money on it? And is there room to offer something better? If the numbers say yes, we move forward. If not, we pivot and we find something better. And this is where the Amazon marketplace can become your best friend. Because even if your biggest dream is to go viral on TikTok, launch your own website, or build the D2C brand with retail presence later on, Amazon is still where I'd start. Why? Because it's the only platform where millions of buyers are actively searching every single day with high intent and their wallets out ready. Right? So they're not there on Amazon to learn more. They're not there to browse, scroll, or just to do some research. They are there for one reason and one reason only, and that is to buy. So what I mean by that is that you don't need to convince people that they want the product. You just need to check if the demand already exists and then show up with a better offer. And the beauty is, we are not just using Amazon to research what people want. We are using it to launch into proven demand. That's why it's also the best place to start your supplement brand as well, because it gives you an unfair advantage over every other platform out there. Hear me out, okay? Now, when most people hear selling on Amazon, they assume it's Amazon doing the selling, right? Like Jeff Bezos is personally packaging your omega-3 capsules in a warehouse somewhere.
It's amazing. You are 100% wrong.
That's not the case, okay? Look, Amazon did over $700 billion in sales last year. But did you know that over 50% of those sales didn't come from Amazon at all? They came from people like me and you, independent sellers who built their own brands and used Amazon as a distribution channel. So when I say check demand on Amazon, what I really mean is go look at what real people are already searching for, what they are buying, and where the current options are falling short. Because if you do that correctly, that's where you can find your competitive edge. And to do that, we use a tool called Helium 10. So let's say that I'm thinking about launching a halal omega-3 supplement. So I'm going to type in halal omega-3 or halal fish oil into Amazon, right? Then I'm going to use this Amazon research tool called X-Ray from Helium 10 to scan the results. And here's what I'm going to be looking for. How many units in the top listings are selling each month? How much revenue are they generating? The number of their reviews, the average ratings, and what people are actually saying in those reviews, and whether there are any obvious gaps that I could improve on, like poor branding, unclear halal status, bad tasting capsules, or anything specific that people have issues about, right? Okay, so now let's go and do this together and search it on Amazon right now. So I'm going to type in halal omega-3 and here's what comes up. Now straight away, I can tell you that not all of these are actually halal. Only maybe 2 or 3 of these listings actually mention being gelatin free, and those are likely the only halal options. That gives me some early confidence. Why? Because that tells me the market isn't saturated. It tells me that there's a clear gap here and that I can potentially come in with a cleaner offer, better positioning, and a stronger branding than what's already out there. Next, I hit the X-Ray tool from Helium 10 to check the numbers. And here's what I'm going to look for. Are the top 10 listings making at least 10k per month? If most of them are only doing a couple thousand, it's probably not worth it because the volume of sales and the revenue might not be there. But in this case, clearly I can see here that there's enough demand from the sales that these products are doing. From here, I'd go ahead and identify the listings that actually are halal or the ones that are closest to it. I just open them up one by one, check if they mention them being gelatin free, if they have a halal logo on the pictures, or if customers are asking about that in the reviews. Once I've confirmed which ones are actually halal, I select those listings on the left and now I can really study them. So from here, what I want to check is what are customers saying in the reviews? What are the reoccurring complaints? What do they like about these products or wish was better? So when I go through those reviews, I'm not trying to think about reinventing this whole thing, trying to make a completely new product. I'm just looking for small edges. I'm just looking to make a small, better improvement. Stuff that customers are already searching for, that these current brands aren't delivering on. Because If I can improve the experience by just 10% with better ingredients, a clearer halal certification, nicer packaging, easier to swallow capsules, and I focus on those reoccurring problems people are having and I make those changes, that alone can give me the edge to charge more, to rank higher in Amazon's search results, and to pull in more sales without needing to be the cheapest option in the market. So once I've got a good idea of what people like, what people don't like, and what's missing with these products, I select those top performing listings and run another Helium 10 tool called Cerebro. And what Cerebro does is pretty clever, right? It takes those listings and it reverse engineers them to show me exactly what keywords that they are ranking in Amazon's algorithms for. So what that basically tells me is which keywords are basically driving the most traffic, how many people are actively searching for those search terms each month, and whether there's room for a better product to break through. Now, just to clarify, when I say ranking, I'm talking about where a product shows up on Amazon search results when a customer types in a specific keyword. So for example, if I was to type in omega-3 supplement into Amazon, the listings that appear near the top without the title sponsored are there because they've earned that spot. So Amazon's algorithm, which is the system that runs everything, it sees them as the most relevant and the best performing product for that specific keyword. So when we say that we want to rank, what we mean is we want our product to show up higher than the competition, so more people see it and obviously buy it. Now, if I go through the Cerebro results and I see a good mix of high and mid volume keywords that are specific and relevant to this type of product. Let's say that they are pulling in a few thousand searches a month across multiple terms. And I can see from my previous analysis that this space isn't overcrowded with, 30 or more nearly identical products. That gives me real confidence. That tells me that this is a niche where a better version of this product, backed by clear positioning and better branding, could genuinely stand out. So if that checks out and I'm happy with the demand and the competition, the next step is finding a manufacturer. And honestly, for supplements like these, you don't even need to go to China to source them. You can actually get them made from local manufacturers in your own country. All you need to do is search for something like omega-3 supplement manufacturer UK, halal supplement supplier US, or even private label fish oil capsules Europe. Depending on what area you're in and what search results you've already done. So these are the different types of searches that you can do. And you can just refine them, play around with them, and use those phrases to find the right manufacturer for you. And when you do find them, the next process is simple, right? So you just email them directly asking for prices, MOQs, and certifications, just so that you can get more information about what it is that they can produce for you and whether it is what you want. Like in this case, we are doing them as halal. So we want to make sure that they can actually supply that product. So that is step 3, finding the right manufacturer. Step 4 is branding. And thanks to AI, artificial intelligence, branding has never been easier than it is today. Back in the day, you'd have to brainstorm names for weeks, hire designers, message random freelancers, go through endless revisions, only for your designs to look like they were made by a 12-year-old. So, it was long, it was frustrating, and it was expensive. But now, we've got our best friend, Mr. ChatGPT, to take care of 80% of the creative work for us. So let me show you how I'd approach it. Let's stick with the same example, so a halal certified omega-3 supplement. I'd open up ChatGPT and ask, act like a top 1% e-commerce brand strategist. Give me 10 brandable name ideas for a halal certified supplement company. The brand name should feel clean, trustworthy, premium, and appeal to Muslims looking for high quality halal wellness products. Avoid anything cheesy or generic, but do make sure that you come up with a unique name that is catchy and memorable, right? So you can use this prompt or something similar and then hit enter. Now, when the results come up, am I going to pick one of these names straight away? No, obviously not, but it gives me a good starting point, right? Because I've just started from scratch, but now I've got some ideas. So from here, I might combine a few words, tweak them, or use one of them for inspiration and build a name from there. But again, the point is, you're not starting from a blank page anymore. You've got a head start. So next we go to visual. Now, at this stage, most people get stuck because they think that they have to go out hiring professional designers that charge thousands of pounds just to imagine what your product could maybe look like. But guess what? You don't have to. Now you can actually see it in like 30 seconds with AI mockups. So here's what I'd do. I'd again go to our best friend, ChatGPT, and here's a prompt that I could use. Generate a photorealistic mockup of an omega-3 soft gel supplement bottle. My brand name is this, so put your brand name in there. Make it look premium and minimal, clean looking label, modern fonts, and include a halal certified logo on the product. The background should be pure white, the lighting soft and natural, and the label should look realistic and high resolution. Here is a screenshot of my competitor's product for your inspiration. Now, the good thing with this part is that you don't need to be some crazy creative person to make your brand look good. And just like before, you can literally keep refining your prompts inside ChatGPT until you get something that you're happy with. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it gives you a starting point. Then what I'd do is I'd take the mock-up or the concept and then send it to a proper designer. So usually I'll send this along with the die line, which is like the flat version of your label that your manufacturer gives you when you place an order for your own branded product with them. So that's part 3. At this point, you've got a product idea. You've validated the demand. You've got the branding. And you've got proof that this thing actually has foundation. And now you can go ahead and build on it. Step 4 would be launching the product on Amazon's marketplace and getting it in front of potential customers. So like I said earlier, the advantage with Amazon is that they already bring the traffic. And if you've bought from them already, you'll know that they offer Prime, which means that you can get your product the next day, and that's through their FBA system, which means fulfilled by Amazon. As a seller, here's how it works. You send all of your stock into Amazon's warehouse, and when someone places an order from your listing, Amazon picks it, packs it, and then ships it out for you without you needing to do anything. It's completely hands-off, and that means that you can focus your time and energy on growing the actual business. Now, one of the main ways that you can grow it is with ads and social media. Ads is short for advertising, and it's basically used on Amazon to put your product right in front of people who are already searching for it. So essentially, getting it in front of your potential customers. So in my case, if I advertise my product for the keyword halal omega-3 or other variations like gelatin-free halal fish oil, then my product would appear in front of those potential customers at the top of the search results, and therefore there's a higher chance of them buying, which gives me a higher chance of me making a sale because I've gone ahead and put my product in front of someone who is literally searching for that very thing, right? And when you get more orders, what happens is the Amazon algorithm, the thing that runs their whole marketplace and the system, it sees your listing as more relevant for that type of product. So what they do is they start pushing you organically without you having to pay for more sales. So essentially, they push you further up the search results so that more people find you naturally and you make more sales and more profit. Then on the flip side, you've got social media marketing to help you push your product out even further through platforms like TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, etc. So on these platforms, you can create content. You can get people to review your product, and as a result, send that traffic from those videos and those posts directly to your Amazon listing. And when you do that correctly, when you send people from outside of Amazon onto Amazon's platform, they reward you even more. And if you think about it from their perspective, they get a cut from every sale you make. And so it looks like you're doing the marketing work for them, right? So of course, they reward you as a seller with more organic traffic, which means more sales for you. And that entire circle keeps going around and around. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just do a quick recap. So, you want to start with a real person, someone who has a problem that you can solve, right? You don't want to sell just any product. You want something that you can actually make better than what's already out there. Once you've got that product idea, you validate the demand. So, you check if people are searching for it, buying it, and if there's room for improvement. Then you find a manufacturer who can make the product for you at a competitive price. After that, it's branding. So you can create something that stands out, that looks clean, and actually connects with your target audience. And when you've done all that and you've got your product, it's ready, you can then launch it on Amazon. You can use ads and social media to drive awareness and start to get sales coming in. So that's the full picture. I hope this video has helped you. I hope it's made things a bit clearer. Maybe it's removed some of the guesswork, or it's made you think, hold on, this actually makes sense. I could do this. Because you can. And look, I know starting something new can feel overwhelming. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of unknowns, and sometimes you just need someone who's been through it to help you avoid those wrong turns and show you the real path. So if that's something that you're looking for, if you want help building your brand the right way, and you want someone in your corner to guide you through it step by step, then we've got a mentorship program that's designed exactly for that. But I'll be upfront with you, it's not for everyone. We only work with people who are serious, committed, and ready to actually build something real. So if that sounds like you, click the link in the description below. You'll see how it works, what's included, and how you can get started, and how you can make your first 10k, 50k, 100k per month. But either way, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.